Hey everyone, Alex here with Woodcraft. Now if you're looking to buy your first saw or your 100th saw, you really kind of need the right saw for your space. Now if you don't have a lot of space, this is definitely the way to go, a tabletop version. They make them in several different models. A tabletop version is perfect for scrolling, pen blanks, doing some small bandsaw boxes, things of that nature. You got to remember, you don't have a lot of height with a tabletop version, not a lot of horsepower, but if you're just playing in your shop with it, it is a great tool to have. Now, even if you upgrade your saw and go from a 10-inch to, say, a 14-inch, don't get rid of that little saw. And the reason I say that, it's nice to have a blade set up for scrolling and one for some wide sweeping turns or resawing, so this would definitely be your resaw. Now, when I say 14-inch, 10-inch, 18-inch, what that means is from the arm of the saw to the blade. So that means we have a 14-inch cut capacity this way, even though this saw can only cut 12 inches tall. Now, when it comes to bandsaws, I will tell you that a 14-inch version is definitely the most popular. And the reason I say that, they make them in steel frame, they make them in cast iron, just like you see right here. A cast iron frame, you'll notice the table is a little bit higher than most. So I find it a lot easier to do cutting at this height instead of down here, which a lot of the steel frames do have a lower table because they are designed for resawing. It's nice to have that higher table. Now, that being said, obviously you can build your saw up, put it on casters or wheels, so you can make that table the height that is comfortable for you. But a 14-inch, the reason it's the most popular, they make almost every accessory and blade that is out there for a 14-inch first because they are the most popular saw on the market. So even if you're looking for a first saw and you have the room, 14's the way to go. If you don't have the room, the tabletop versions are definitely a nice accessory for your shop, and they'll still do just about everything you want. The other thing you got to remember is look at the size of the tables. If you're going to do work that basically has larger material, you're either going to have to build a table so that it makes that table larger, or make sure that you have a saw that is capable of it. And don't forget, the larger the table, the more leverage, the more weight you're going to put on that thing. So make sure you support anything that goes out beyond what the saw is capable of. Now, if that 14-inch isn't large enough, the 18 should be. And this 18-inch will also cut 18 inches tall. So this would be the ultimate saw when it comes to resawing, bowl blanks, things like that. You notice the table is extremely large. The other nice thing about these larger saws is they tend to have a fence so we can get right up to that blade, so that if I'm cutting thinner material, I don't want this up too high because it gives too much flex in the blade. I can actually bring this down for that thinner material, but then when I want to do thicker material, well, then all I have to do, stand that fence up. Now I've got support. And you can see if I was doing thinner material, I couldn't get this close to the blade unless I bring that fence down. For the most part, it really is a much larger table. There isn't really much you can't do with this saw. And if you add a couple of little accessories to it, you can actually go down to that 1/8-inch blade and still get plenty of cutting. Don't forget, when you go up in blade or saw size, you also go up in blade length. The longer a blade is, the longer it's going to last because you have more teeth going through that material. So don't think, well, oh, now I'm going to go through blades faster. Not true. Your blades are going to last longer because they are longer, so you get a lot more cut time out of them.